I believe that if Malachi the prophet came back and reread chapter 3, verse 19, where he mentions 3 times about a specific day of judgment, I believe he would believe that October 7th, 2023 would be that judgment day that he referred to. That is the day when the nations of the world once again rose up against the people of Israel in support of the tyrants of the world and their proxy terrorist armies who slaughtered us, raped us, burned our children alive, and they call us genocidal because we defend ourselves. So these people, I believe Malachi would conclude, no longer have the right to govern. And as the Tanakh says, the nation of Israel will govern the entire world. Now, the attacks on Jews since October 7th, 2023 are worldwide. The good thing about it is our people are finally realizing that they can fight. And they're going to fulfill what Micha said, the prophet Micha, that the people of Israel would be like lions amongst the nations who would tread down and destroy, and none of them would be able to be saved. So that's what's happening now. It's a good thing to see. Now, the next subject I want to talk about is one of the ways we can come back to God. We talk about a tikkun of Adam. What Adam did was he competed with God. He created an amendment, an addition to God's law. He told Eve not to touch it. Now we know the sin was Adam's because Hosea in 6:7 says so, that the people transgressed against God. And Job in 31:33 says, have I hidden my sin in my breast as Adam did? Now what Adam did was he apparently was envious of God. And one of the telltale proofs, in my opinion, is that Eve named their first child Envy. That's what Cain is. Anyway, so the tikkun is to go back to the written word the way it is in the Tanakh. And it's very simple to do. Now, in Deuteronomy 30:12, God is telling us that the Torah is so easily understandable that you do not have to send someone up to heaven to find out what it means from him. But what Rebbe Yoshua did in the case of the Tanur of Ahknai is he took that phrase and gave it a different meaning. When God said, it is not in heaven that you have to go and find out about it, but it's nigh unto you, in your mouth, and we can understand it. Rebbe Yoshua raised his arm toward heaven and said, it's not in heaven, it's right here amongst this assembly, this Sanhedrin. And to cement this new foundation wall on its new footings, they started to build the edifice with another passage, Exodus 23:2, where it says, do not run after a crowd to do evil. What our rabbis did, and you can read it in Baba Metzia 59b5, where it says you must follow the rule of the majority. So instead of God being the authority in the creation, what the rabbis did was they made themselves the authority. So in my opinion, this is treason and blasphemy. And on Judgment Day, they're slated for judgment as well. And as for us, we need to comply with our Creator according to His true wishes, which we can find quite easily in the Tanakh. So we're obligated to make this tikkun of Adam and return so that we can earn the blessings that God, a loving God, wants to give us. But He can't, before the entire world, give all His blessings to us, which we really need now, if we haven't earned them the way we're supposed to, because He would be denigrating His own reputation amongst the Gentiles who do read the Bible. There are 5 billion Bibles out there. So let's start moving quickly. We're going to be complying voluntarily, or as we discussed, what Hosea says. I think it's chapter 3:7, that the people of Israel will be crawling, trembling to seek David, their king, and their God. And we have other passages that say basically the same thing. Well, we've discussed this. So we're all obligated to do our part. I hope we are blessed to do wisely. May God bless us to choose life. And have a good evening.